DC's acting police chief Pamela Smith is making her case to city leaders to keep that job permanently. Former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan now backing Nikki Haley in the presidential race. We just had this dump truck pull up here, and this, as that investigation continues, they are also working this cleanup effort. We can hear the frustration in their voice. They are changing crisis negotiators, trying different people out to see if anybody can get through to her. So we've been here in the past, and we've seen the DMV make its way out of it. How do we see this current cycle that we're in breaking? Basically, just how this is buffering so slowly, that's how traffic's moving there on Kenilworth Avenue. Check out this big chunk. They just knew to knock it off of these green blocks, and right here, they're building a Christmas tree.
250,000 calories.
Right, and I'll let you guys do the math back home about exactly how long it would take you to work that off. The driver, our suspect, sped off, turned the car around in the cul-de-sac, and then drove right at the officer. Now, he hit the officer, knocking him back into the street here, and then lost control of the car, flipping it and hitting this car right here. Buses pulled up right here on this portion of Massachusetts Avenue, and they dropped off 3 or 4 dozen people and left them standing right here in this grassy area. Buckle up, I'm going to take us on a quick trip around the Beltway, and it's going to be a lot faster than people are able to get around the region right now. That snowfall just there on the horizon. Damon, we haven't seen this in years.
I know, a couple of years, Lex.
It's cold and it is wet, but nothing is icy yet. People are still on the roadways. Now that it's actually, the sun is starting to come up, you can see the road a little bit better, but you can see these cars and these 18-wheelers. The speed limit is 70 miles an hour, and they are not having to slow down.
How do you say that name again? Wafem Tekwi?
Wafem Tekwi.
Wafame.
That was close. As I like to say, have yourself a merry little margarita. This one, of course, non-alcoholic for me this morning. Well, it's been just over a year and a half since 3 men were shot and killed by their co-worker at a concrete manufacturing plant in Western Maryland. The shooting shook the entire town of Smithsburg and changed the lives of the victims' families forever. 2 of the victims' loved ones sat down with me to explain how even over a year later, their pain still feels fresh. Time moves on, but when you're missing someone, the wounds don't heal as fast.
It's very raw, yeah. And it probably will be for a good while.
Still raw 1 year after losing her husband, Mark, in a mass shooting. Angie Fry says the pain is as fresh as the day it happened, and she's not alone.
You try to get up every day because you don't want anyone to know that you're just not okay, but it's like you're trying to convince yourself you're okay.
Taylor Toms lost the love of her life, Joshua Wallace, in that same shooting. Both Taylor and Angie now struggle daily to get through life.
I used to be fun-loving in the heat of the moment, and enjoy everything, but I'm so scared that something's gonna happen, whether I'm gonna lose someone else.
I have gone out with friends on some occasions and tried to regain some kind of a normalcy to my life. Had a couple meltdowns and they've brought me home. But
something as routine as grocery shopping has ended in tears, anxiety attacks. And as time moves on, they say it's hard not to feel like a burden to those around them.
People say they understand, but they really don't understand. You're basically alone, dealing with your own emotions, dealing with your own grieving, because you don't want to burden anyone else with it.
For Angie, talking to a therapist has helped.
It helps sometimes just to go in and talk to someone who is not judgmental, who knows that I'm not going to be over things quickly.
And for Taylor, focusing on work has brought some normalcy.
I like doing hair. It brings out my creativity, but I try to keep myself busy as much as I can.
But the pain is still there.
It's really hard trying to move forward when you don't even know where you're going.
The anxiety is still there.
You get up every morning and realize he's still not here. And I don't think it's really set in my mind that he's not coming.
And each of them still waiting to wake up from their worst nightmare.
This is the first fire fatalities in the district this year.
Yeah, that's right. A mother and daughter, Lina and Dorlin Russ, got stuck in the second floor of this house as it was on fire early this morning. Now, I got to speak with the son and brother of the two just about an hour ago as he shared more about their lives with me.
And this survived the fire, so this is going to survive in our family.
A piece of Lina Elizabeth Russ's artwork. One of the keepsakes and photos her son Mark was able to save from inside of his childhood home.
A lot of people don't have this opportunity, so I consider myself extremely lucky to be able to have some of these things to remember her by.
She and Mark's sister, Dorlin Michelle Russ, died after being trapped on the second floor during an electrical fire.
When you have fires, there's smoke, and sometimes people don't survive the smoke.
Right.
So, and that was the case this morning.
We do know that there were smoke alarms present in the home. We're working now to see, if they were functional.
The fire was contained in the second floor. With the two deaths, DC Fire canvassed the neighborhood to ensure other houses have working smoke alarms.
We really want to get out there and try to prevent another tragedy from occurring.
Just like you check up on your health, you have to check up on the health of your residents.
Well, the fire marshal tells me almost every time they have to canvass a neighborhood, they find homes that need working smoke detectors. Today, they found at least 2 that had to be installed. If you need a working fire alarm in your home or you need to get it checked, that is a free service from the fire department. You can call 311 to set that up. Live in Northwest Washington, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.